Eve. Technically, we didn't achieve very much, except hold up construction for a couple of months, and we probably cost them a hell of a lot of money. But the city and the state stepped in and became part of the negotiating, and they promised that they would force the union to take in and train people and hire them, and then they backed out. They just never followed through with that. So actually all this demonstration didn't accomplish anything. As you see, this building is right here, and it's probably doing a lot of good. But it could have been built better. Could have been built by different people.
Well, you know, see, we had always been thinking that the civil rights was something that had to do with the South, you know. However, a leader of our struggles at that time was Minister Malcolm X, and he always said, stop talking about the South. Anytime you're south of the Canadian border, you're south. And the discrimination in bias in New York was as much as it was in Mississippi, okay? And so this was a lesson that was taught, downstate was a lesson that was taught that Minister Malcolm's speakings were correct, okay? And his assumptions were correct, that there was a lot of bias in New York City and that needed to be corrected.
It took a while for black people to understand that Selma was us. It wasn't quick, because I'm not dumb, and it took me a while to figure it out, that what was happening in Selma was happening to us.
I think there were more people involved after downstate, mainly because there was very, very good press, local press as well as the national press. And when you...
We learned that if you came here and you made noise, the media would come. And you would be on the 5 o'clock news or the 6 o'clock news, or there would be a picture in the paper, or there would be a blurb.
And is that there was coverage in the papers. Of course, the papers didn't always side with us. The papers had their own axes to grind, which they did and they still do today. But they had to cover it, and that was important. They had to at least give it some recognition, and that was important, yes.
I think it let a lot of people know what was going on who hadn't realized before or hadn't wanted to realize what was happening. And it gave people an idea of what they could do.
It was that picture of that man turning that dog loose on that little girl that erupted this country, okay? The media did that. If it had happened without the TV cameras or without it wouldn't have been just another little girl that got chewed up by a dog.
Oh, I thought it was a great action and well organized, and it looked as though we were coming out ahead. You know, those trucks were not getting in, and those workers were not getting in, or if they were climbing over the fences and back. And it was only later that we found out things were not working out, and it was a disappointment. But by that time we were onto something else.